beautiful job here by the Toronto Raptors on this Saturday afternoon as they come away with the 128-112 victory over the New York Knicks back at home at Scotiabank Arena. And guys, this was going to be a very interesting game for the Raptors in my eyes before the game, because you just came off a West Coast swing. You're so used to playing extremely late Toronto time. And now you had to play 3 o'clock Toronto time, which in hindsight is like noon on these other places. So your timing is all over the place. You've done a lot of flying. I understand they had, 1 or 2 days off to kind of like, 2 days off to really kind of get their feet back on underneath them. But an afternoon game isn't really easy, and a 3 o'clock start is kind of an odd one. But the Raptors go out there, and they play a sluggish first quarter. Their defense kept them in the game, as, that's what we've seen. When their offense isn't going, the defense steps up. You saw that early on. Offense was like 1 of 8 from the field to start. They couldn't knock down a shot. They were getting to the free throw line a few times, but really couldn't get any sustained offense cooking. And neither could the New York Knicks. The Raptors' defense was good, but the problem early on in the game, turnovers. I think the Raptors had 5 turnovers in the first quarter alone. And in the first 5-6 minutes, they had 4 of them. They were terrible to start the game. And then they started to get their offense there near the end of the first quarter. And somehow, while playing as bad offensively as the team did for most of that first quarter, it's 25-25. That is what it means. That's what happens when you have good defense. But guys, those struggles early on. Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka. They struggled early on. I think what's his name? Danny Green had 6 of the 12 points they had to start the game, really, or whatever it was. He was the only guy knocking down shots, it felt like. Oh yeah, can't forget Pascal Siakam, my MVP in this game, because he was stellar once again. He had 23 points, 3 boards, 2 assists in only 28 minutes of work. Back-to-back 20-point performances from Pascal. And like I said, the Raptors are it's 25-25 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter rolls around, the bench comes out, and we're like, I don't know what we're going to see here. The bench has been up and down really this season, health-wise too. What are we going to see here today? In the second quarter, now it wasn't all the bench, but they started the whole mojo growing, and the rest continued. 39 points scored in the second quarter by the Raptors, 39-28. The Raptors are plus 11 at the half, and your bench just tore it up. OG and DeLon Wright had 11 points and 10 points at the half. They were making their shots. They were creating offense. They were playing good defense. They were just playing so well in that first half. But you got to come out flying there in the second half to really kind of put this team away. Well, early on in the third quarter, the Raptors weren't. The Knicks came on and at one point made it a 3-point game, and we're like, oh, well, there goes that 11-point lead we just had. But the good thing about this team and Nick Nurse, they find ways to get that lead back up there and find a way to be plus 7 in that third quarter, and you were plus 18 at the end of 3 quarters of play. It is incredible. 39 points, 36 points in the second and third quarter for the Toronto Raptors. Offense explosion. And plus you hold them to under 30 in both quarters as well. That's you can't leave that out as well. Fourth quarter rolls around, wraps up 18. You don't see Kawhi, you don't see Lowry. Ideally, they didn't have great nights, so you don't really want to put them out there anymore. You don't need it. You're up by 18. If you do need to put them back in there, you do. And the Raptors sustained it. You had them out there. They had them out there, I think, for the beginning of the fourth quarter, but not a whole lot going on. The bench comes out there, and they do their thing down the stretch, and the Raptors come away, like I said, with the 128-112 victory. It was like a tale of 2 halves. I guess 1 quarter and 3 quarters, really. First quarter, the Raptors were getting out-rebounded. They weren't making their shots, and somehow you find a way to be tied. But then you realize at the number at the half, you're still getting out-rebounded to all heck. That's something that had to change. And to round out the game, the Raptors, They even up the rebounding category, 46-46. Offensive glass, they were plus 3, though, 15-12. However, you won by 16. It don't matter. And the big number I like to talk about, guys, and I said it right off, the reason I talked about their shooting percentages right off the top in the first quarter is because this is the way they ended it. I said 1 of 8 to start. They shot 53% from the field, 40% from 3, 14 of 35. They made 14 threes. The Knicks only made 6. That's a big difference right there, guys. That is a ginormous gap. Great job by the Raptors knocking down their threes in this one. The Raptors also get to the line 40 times to their 82, or sorry, to their 22. 82. Oh my God, that's a lot of free throws. No, but the Raptors shot 75% from the free throw line. Offensively, you score 128. You did pretty darn good. But the Raptors came back after that first quarter struggle and really just locked in and ran right through the New York Knicks there. What a great job. 23 assists, 7 steals, 3 blocks, 14 turnovers. We talked about the 10 at the half. They only had 4 the rest of the game. That's a lot better. And the Raptors, like I said, guys, they just do a really good job here today. Now we're going to run through some of the statistics of each guy. We already did a little bit. We already did a little bit of Kawhi Leonard and Lowry. And look, they didn't have great games. All right, we know that. We know Leonard, 12 points, 7 boards. That's not really a Kawhi Leonard type of game on 2 of 7 shooting. That's not him. We know that. Lowry, only 10 points, 7 dimes. Not what we've been used to seeing, but he was 3 of 6 shooting, so he was okay. Serge Ibaka, 12 and 8. Kind of what we got used to seeing, but we're used to seeing more from all 3 of those guys. But Siakam steps up. OG Anunoby gets 16 points and a couple boards. DeLon Wright with 12 points, 5 boards. JV in 21 minutes, 19 and 11. I mean, incredible. 6 of 8 from the field, 6 of 10 from the free throw line, 1 of 1 from 3, a steal, a block, and a plus 18 was Jonas Valanciunas. And guys, let me read something to you. OG plus 8. DeLon Wright plus 14. Van Vliet plus 14. JV plus 18. The bench stepped it up. What do the starters look like? Well, Siakam was plus 8. Leonard 8. Ibaka plus 3. Lowry plus 6. And Danny Green plus 2. So they were still pluses. But seeing how significantly better the bench was in this game than the starters, look, that's what a 12-1 team looks like, people. When one group ain't working, the next group steps up and crushes them. Great job by the Toronto Raptors bench in this one, coming out and getting, and Pascal Siakam, coming out and getting the victory for the Toronto Raptors, guys, on a really tough one in my eyes. But, I mean, being 12-1 is incredible. The Raptors have now won 6 straight games. They look to make it 7 on Monday as they welcome in Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans. Anthony Davis has barely played here at Scotiabank. Okay, let's reword that. He has barely played against the Raptors in Toronto, because obviously Air Canada Centre and Scotiabank Arena, new names, so I was not going to get questioned for that. And we might actually get to see him here on Monday. Do they play on Sunday, though? Are they on a back-to-back? I'm just trying to look here. No, they're not, so unless they're playing tonight. Oh, they do. Anthony Davis, don't get hurt, bud. I'm sorry. He's one of my favorite players to watch out there. I really want to watch him play against Raptors there. 7:30 tip-off, guys, at Scotiabank Arena as the Raptors look for their 7th straight victory. Look to go 13-1 on the year and look to continue to roll here early in the season. But, guys, we all know it's the regular season. And we know when it really matters. April, May, and June. We all know that. Lowry, I mean, there's been quotes about him saying, it's great that we're doing well right now, but we are playing for April, May, and June. And I get that. But you got to start somewhere. And the Raptors have looked really darn good to start the season. Let's just see how this rolls out, guys. Let's take it day by day, game by game, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video. You guys enjoyed this game. And you guys enjoyed the Raptors' victory overall. Smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? Who's your MVP? Mine? Pascal Siakam. He was incredible here tonight. Afternoon. My goodness. I'm not used to saying afternoon for the Raptors here. 23 points in 28 minutes of work. Guys, Pascal got 23 points on just 6 made field goals. I might have already said that in the video, but I want to reiterate it. It's incredible. What a great job there by Pascal Siakam in this one, guys. He's my MVP. He's probably your guys' MVP in this game. And Evan and I will talk to you guys. When will that be? Oh, a little bit later tonight. Podcast edition, guys. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys a Leafs edition later tonight. I'll be at my girlfriend's there later tonight. So that video will be uploaded to you guys there. As the Leafs look to continue playing some good hockey as they have lately. They're in Boston taking on the Bruins. A battle of the backups. Yaroslav Halak, Garrett Sparks in goal for both teams as the Leafs look to continue their winning ways on the road. That'd be great to see in Boston, guys. I know we can't really make up for playoff struggles, but it'd be nice to win in Boston nonetheless. And as for the Raptors, guys, like we said, they take on the New Orleans Pelicans at home on Monday night, 7:30 tip-off, as the Raptors look for their 7th straight victory and look to go 13-1 to start the season. That would be incredible. We'll talk to you guys then.